Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Aslam. In this, we will learn about the basic metallurgical operations. And before learning these metallurgical operations, some basic definitions we must know. First one is the minerals. Minerals are the solid deposits. You can say these are the solid natural materials found in the earth crust, which contain the compound of the metals, and definitely the compound of the metals mean the metals are in the combined state with other substances, just like the impurities. So these are called the minerals. So minerals are the solid metallic deposits along with some impurities. And what is the ore? Ore is a solid deposit containing sufficiently high percentage of the mineral. Mineral is the metal in the combined state having the impurities. So when a deposit will have the high percentage of the mineral, means it will have the high amount of the metal in it, and when we will extract it, it will be economically feasible for us, then we will say that it is the ore. And those minerals from which the metals are extracted commercially at a comparatively low cost. How we can say that extraction of the metal is economically feasible? It means when we will extract the metal commercially, its cost will be low, and we have to put less effort for this. We will say that it is the ore. And examples of the ores are, some common examples are the copper glans, chalcopyrite. Hence all ores of the metals are the minerals, but it is not necessary that all minerals are the ores, because we will consider the ore only those minerals which will have sufficiently high percentage of the metal. And the last, what is the gangue? Gangue is the earthly and other impurities that are associated with the minerals. So the impurities that are the part of the minerals, they are called the gangue. The process of separating a metal from its ore and preparing it for the use, it is known as the metallurgy. So metallurgy is a process in which we will extract the metal from its ore, and this extracted metal will came into the use. And the process of the metallurgy for the extraction of the metal is the consisting of the following points. One is the concentration of the ore, second is extraction of the metal, and then refining of that extracted metal. So what is the concentration of the ore? The process of removal of gangue from the ore is technically known as the concentration, and the purified ore is called the concentrate. So concentration of the ore means from the ore we remove the gangue, we remove the impurities that are associated with the metal. So the substance that we get after the removal of the impurities is called the concentrate. So concentration of the crushed ore is carried out by the following methods. First is the electromagnetic separation. Here you can see the picture of this electromagnetic separator, and this electromagnetic separation is based on the separation of magnetic ores from the non-magnetic impurities. Means the ore will have the magnetic properties, magnet will attract the ore, and non-magnetic impurities, these impurities are not attracted by the magnet, they are the non-magnetic impurities, they are separated by this method. And what you have to do in this method, the powder ore is dropped over the leather belt moving over the two rollers. Here you can see that the leather belt moving over these rollers, and one of which is the magnetic. The non-magnetic ore fall first. Here you can see it is the non-magnetic ore, it fall first, and the magnetic ore gets attached with this and move, and it then fall in the other basket. And in this way we can calculate our concentrate. Mostly the non-magnetic impurities are removed by this method. Second method is a cyclone separation, and cyclone separation work when the large density differences exist between the impurities. And what is the principle of this cyclone separator is the gravity separation is based on the differences in densities of the metallic ore and the gangue particles. When the metallic ore and gangue particles, they have large density differences, then we use the cyclone separator. And what have to do in this separator? Air under high pressure is blown through the pulverized ore. Lighter gangue is blown away through the top, but denser mineral rich particles hit the wall by centrifugal force and they fall down the funnel. So lighter particles, they move away from this, dark particles are removed from this point, and our main metallic ore, concentrated metallic ore will remain here. So it can be easily separated by the cyclone separator. Third is the flotation process, and what happened in this flotation process? Froth flotation process is based on the wetting characters of the ore and the gangue particles. Our ore, it will get stick with the oil and water, but our gangue particles will settle down. And what we have to do, the ore particles are wet by the oil and the gangue particles by the water. The whole mixture is agitated with the compressed air. Here you can see the compressed air. From the outside it is blown down, and what happened? The oil coated ore particles, being the lighter, they come to the surface with this froth. They come on the surface of this water, and gangue particles, they will become settled down in the water. So we can easily separate our ore from this froth. And the next step is the extraction of the metal. After concentration of the metal, we extract the metal from the ore. In this first step is the roasting, and roasting is minerals are converted to their oxide by heating in the air at the temperature below their melting point. So we heat our ore with the oxide in the presence of the air, and temperature is high but less than their melting point. This process is called the roasting. For example, you can see here the when zinc sulfide, it is roasted with it is treated with the oxygen. This sulfur is removed and zinc changes into the zinc oxide. It means we convert our ore into the oxide form. Second is the mercuric sulfide. When it is roasted, it changes into the mercury. And in the last, if we do the roasting of this copper ore, chalcopyrite, what happened? This copper ferrous sulfide changes into the cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide. And next step of the roasting is the smelting. And in this smelting is the method to reduce the metal ions to the free metals. So if we get the metal in the oxide form, we just reduce it, we remove the oxygen from there, and we get the metal ions. And the most common reducing agents used for this purpose are the coke, carbon monoxide, and the hydrogen. Here you can see some examples, just like ferric oxide. When it is treated with the carbon monoxide, this carbon monoxide is the reducing agent, so it will reduce this, oxygen will be removed here, and ferric will be here. In the same way, when tungsten oxide, it is treated with a hydrogen, oxygen is removed from this tungsten and only tungsten metal is be there. And in case of the zinc oxide, when it is treated with the coke, it will reduce this zinc oxide to the zinc. But in case of the copper, smelting of the copper is done in the two steps. It is a two-step process, and in the first step, Roasted copper ore is heated with the coke and sand at about 1100 degrees centigrade. And what happened at this high temperature, all the materials it will be melt, and there will be the two layers. The bottom layer it will contain the cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide. It will be the bottom layer, and this layer is called the matte, while the upper layer it will be lighter and it is called the silicate slag. And what happened in this iron sulfide, it is treated with oxygen, and iron sulfide is converted into the ferric oxide and sulfur dioxide. And again this ferric oxide it is treated with the silicon oxide, and this will be separated as the silicate, ferric silicate. We will say that it is the silicate slag. So in this way the ferrous is separated from the copper. Second process is the bismuthization, and in this bismuthization what happened, air is blown through the molten copper matte. As I have told you that at 1100 degrees centigrade, when it is treated at this high temperature, all the material it will be in the molten form. So molten copper matte in the Bessemer converter, air is blown through this, and any remaining iron sulfide is still the iron sulfide is present there, it is oxidized and removed as the slag. And in the final smelting step, what happened, the cuprous sulfide it is oxidized to form the copper oxide, and this copper oxide further react with the remaining cuprous sulfide and form the metallic copper. Here you can see the picture of the Bessemer converter. What happened here, the slag is at the upper layer, air is blown through this, and slag become at the upper surface and the lower surfaces of the metallic copper. And we get this metallic copper, it is almost 97 to the 99% pure, and it is also called the blister copper because sulfur dioxide it leave the surface, it produce the holes in this. So this entrapped bubbles of the sulfur dioxide blisters its appearance is just like the bristles, and we say that it is the blister copper. And the last step is the refining or purification of the metal. And what we have to do in this method, you can see here the simple assembly of this purification method. And refining the impure metal by the electrolysis, it is the most widely used process. And what we have to do is here, copper is carried out in an electrolytic tank having the copper sulfate solution. Here the copper sulfate solution is present. Impure copper metal it will act as the anode. Impure metal that we have extracted, it is in the impure form, we have to make it pure, so it will act as the anode, and the cathode will be of the pure copper metal. And it will be connected to the external battery. Now what happened here, you can see again the summary here. It is the copper sulfate solution, electrolytic copper sulfate and sulfuric acid solution. It is the impure anode, and these are the pure copper cathodes. So when the electric current will be passed, what happened? Anode dissolved to provide the copper ions. As this anode is impure, it will be dissolved and produce the copper ions in the solution, and these copper ions they will move towards the cathode, and at the cathode they will gain the electron and change into the solid copper, or you can say they will deposit over the cathode in the pure form. So the copper ions are discharged by gaining the electron from the cathode, and the copper atoms deposit on the cathode, making a thick block of the pure copper metal. And if impurities are present, just like the gold and silver, they will settle down as the anode mud. Here you can see that it is the anode mud. These impurities will be settled down here, And what happened at the anode, as I have told you that the anode are the impure copper, so they will be consumed with the passage of the time. What will be these anode? They are the impure coppers in the solid state. They will be turned into the copper ions, come in the solution, and they will release 2 electrons. And what happened at the cathode? These copper ions from the solution, they will move towards this cathode, and in the cathode they will gain the electrons and they will deposit here in the form of the solid copper. You can see it is the pure copper deposit on the cathode, and these anodes, they are consumed after the time. So the message of the day is